welcome to the show. I am delighted to bring you the story of Our Hospice House in Temple, Texas, and it was brought to my attention by Norman Northern, who is a regular on the Ann Harder show lately. You have your Temple Civic hat that you wear and all kinds of fundraisers and things you're involved with. But one of the big ones a few months ago was for Our Hospice House in Temple at a fabulously successful fundraiser. And that's when I got to learn more about Dr. Jeff Bates, who is the founder of Our Hospice House. And also Annie McCall is with us, who is the executive director. Delighted to have you here on the show. Well, first of all, Dr. Bates, what made you even think to create Our Hospice House, and how is it different from what you'd think of for hospice care?
Yeah, so I've been involved in hospice for 15 years, and my wife has been a hospice nurse and now a nurse practitioner for 25 years. And so she has a better understanding of it than even me. And she noticed in our community, there's no place to go to if you don't have enough support to die at home. Everybody wants to die at home. Nobody really wants to die in a facility. But that requires a lot of money and a lot of support to try to stay at home. And so across the nation, there are about 100 homes where people can go and die. And it's usually free. And so we decided that we needed to bring something like that to our community. Hard to believe, but there's no hospice house between Dallas and San Antonio, Texas.
Yeah, there's not one in Waco that I know.
No, there's not. And so that in 2019, my father died in a hospice house in my hometown of Gainesville, Florida. And as I walked through that house, I thought, this is really something we need. We have all this health care in our community, but we don't have a place like this. We have Ronald McDonald House. We have a variety of different options when people are going through different struggles. But it seems like people don't really want to talk about the death and dying and the hospice part. But it's so important to all of us.
Yeah, Andy, what brought you to this kind of work?
Well, I actually worked in long-term care for 37 years. Had the opportunity to work in a beautiful home for 33 years. I retired from that setting, and Dr. Bates is actually the one who reached out to me and said, Jennifer and I have this vision about our hospice house. Have you heard about it? I said, no, tell me more. And then he said, well, what are you going to be doing after you retire? Tell me more. So I was very lucky to have the opportunity to sit with him for several hours, visit about their vision, what their mission was, what they wanted to do. I knew it was very important because having worked in long-term care for so many years, I knew there was a need. And I totally was 100% on board with what their mission was. And so that's how I became involved in their project.
So in Temple, Our Hospice House, first of all, is located where?
It's near the Expo Center in the south part of Temple. We had been in another location. The first house that we had for the first 2 years was a rental. And as we got, wildly successful, we realized we had to move from that rental house to a more permanent location. And so we moved to the south part of Temple, Bolton area. The road is Toll Bridge, but you can almost see the Expo from the house.
Mm-hmm. And Norman, of course, you tell me you've not been on the board. I think it's the only nonprofit facility in Temple you're not on the board of. But what kind of drew you to help coordinate the fundraiser at Turquoise and Boots? That was last September, right?
Well, mother was there her last 5 days, last December. So that's how we got in through the door, and it was heaven on earth for our family, because all of a sudden she'd been in assisted living for 2 months. She'd been at home before that. And then the last 5 days, we were the children again, not the caregivers. And like I say, it was heaven on earth. And the day we left there, my dad said, you could put your talents other places, but this is where I would like you to do whatever you can do to get the hospice house name out there. So,
well, and it was a fabulous fundraiser. I was delighted my husband and I were able to be there for that. As I told you, you had an audible auction that that's the most money I've ever seen raised for any event like this. I mean, so the outpouring of support from the community. Just talk to that, Dr. Bates.
Yes. I said early on that this was just a project that was meant to be, and if the Lord wanted it, it was not going to fail. If he didn't want it, it would never happen. And so I'm happy to report after our second year, I believe we're the fastest growing, most successful hospice house of the country. And so, yes, it's been wildly successful. I had a very generous donor to help us support us and get us going. We called it a pilot project, but now we're beyond the pilot. We have proven we are quite successful. I just need the community to buy in. Here it is. We set it up. We put a bow on it. Now I just need the community to come and run with it, support it.
So, Annie, who is like a typical family? Who is it that uses the services of Hospice House, or is there a typical?
No, ma'am, there is not. To date, we have served over 160 house guests and their families, and everyone is different. It's a case-by-case situation. You know, you may have a house guest and has a wonderful supportive family, great family dynamics, but they just can't do it at home. No, they just are not able to. They may have younger children that are still raising their own family members, and they're not able to manage that 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week end-of-life care. You may have someone that actually has no funding, no family. Family dynamics are just unusual. And so, they definitely need to be at the hospice house where they can get the love and attention and care that they need on their end-of-life journey. So every situation is very different. You may have a family that has 5 or 6 children that are able to come and go and still be the children and not have to be the caregivers. You may have a house guest that only has 1 child, and you can imagine the concern and burden that they feel just being one individual or trying to care for their parent or their brother or sister. And so being in the house is, you can just see the peace come over them once they're there and get to know the caregivers, and then they can rely on us to get the care that is needed once in.
Mm-hmm. Medically, what kind of support do you give to that patient?
So the Medicare benefit is outlined. Medicare is outlined the benefit for hospice, and it's a free service. There are some people who don't have insurance, and so the hospice agency has to take them on. But that benefit is a free benefit provided in our country. But there's 2 things that the Medicare benefit does not provide. It does not provide for someone to be with you 24/7. And it also does not provide for the location. Nobody ever thought Medicare was going to pay their rent. Nobody's going to think Medicare is going to pay their house payment. But if you have to have a place to be, you have to pay the water bill, you have to pay the light bill. And so that's what we do as the hospice house. We provide a 24/7 caregiver and a beautiful place for them to be. The hospice agencies come in and provide all the other stuff. They provide the medications, they provide the viz, they provide the nurse to come in and check on them a couple times a week. They provide the doctor. They provide the social worker, and they provide the chaplain. All those things are outlined by hospice and Medicare. And that's why everybody comes to us and says, but it's free. Medicare has covered hospice. It doesn't cover the house. It doesn't cover 24/7 care. So that's our whole budget. That's our whole thing, is covering the house and the caregiver.
So is there a charge for these families?
Not at IPS. We're totally donor supported. We're happy if they would like to give us some money, but it's not our criteria.
Yeah, and probably you have many like Norman who experienced the blessing that this house is for a beloved family member. I think that is what really kind of rang so true to me when I was there at the event and saw the video, to be produced video about it, and that, like, if a husband or a wife is the caregiver, and they can become the husband or the wife again, and not the caregiver. Yeah. So what does a typical day look like there? How many families do you have with you now? How many can you accommodate?
Our house guest is 3 only. And so any day of the week, any time of the day, there could be 3 house guests with multiple family members visiting in each of those rooms or only a few. So every day is different, honestly, every single day, because it depends on the house guest, depends on the amount of family that they have. One of our health rooms is a bit larger, and so we kind of try to keep that in mind for someone that maybe it's a spouse that would be visiting with their children and their grandchildren. Our other 2 rooms are very nice size as well, but we try to look at what's available, what the need is for not only the house guests but their family too, so that they feel welcome and they feel comfortable being there. So every day is different. Depends on the individual as well, whether they are still able to have meals or able to eat or drink. Even if they are not able to, we like to serve their families so that their families are not having to think about, oh, we need to go out and get food. Oh, really? Especially in the winter, we like to do, those comfort foods that make them feel, have a hot beans scatters, hot beans and cornbread, yes, medium for stew, or just good comfort food so that they're not having to focus on providing food, and that they are taking care of themselves as well. No, and so hospitality is really important at the hospice house.
So if a spouse wants to stay overnight, is there a way for them to do that, or do you have hours of operation?
Yes, ma'am. What we really try to do is one individual at night. Okay, now, it's, again, case-by-case situation. If there is a spouse there and they want one of their children to be there with them and someone is imminent, then I think that's important. I know any of us, if we were alone and wanted someone else, our brother or sister or someone to be with us, then we look at that individually, case by case, what the situation is, so that they have the support that they need. So really towards the last few days to few hours is when we encourage and support the family spending the night, at least one member, possibly two.
So much more I want to talk to you all about, but we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I want to talk a little more about maybe some misunderstandings about hospice care that folks have. So there is more of the show ahead. You stay with us. A big thank you to our sponsor, Fox & Co. Bakery. Check them out for delicious baked goods and your catering needs.
It's football season, and we can create your outdoor tailgating spaces that is actually a part of your home. Bifold doors that tie in the inside and the outside, and you can gain anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 square feet living space, all while taking in the big game, poolside. Call us at Gather & Co. Kitchen and Bath, where we can create your unique tailgating space.
Serving Central Texas since 1889, TFNB Your Bank for Life takes pride in being more than a bank. At TFNB, we remain committed to these principles. If you value them too, come join us. TFNB Your Bank for Life.
Hey Waco, meet your new favorite email. It's called the Waco Buzz, the local newsletter that skips crime and chaos and gets straight to the good stuff. New restaurants, hidden gems, weekend events, and stories that make you proud to call Waco home. It's quick, free, and written by people who love Waco as much as you do. Join thousands of neighbors who already start their mornings with the Waco Buzz at thewacobuzz.com.
But boy, it looked effortless.
Man, watch this.
Layups, floaters, threes. He was like an unsolvable equation.
I was born like this.
His resilience, his strength, his belief, adversity never stood a chance.
Know your power.
We offer fast shipping, exceptional customer support, and furniture solutions that stand up to high traffic environment. Elevate your space with BizChair's vast selection of stylish, reliable, and cost-effective furniture. Visit us today at bizchair.com to transform your business.
Experience with the Bosley MD hair regrowth kit was amazing. It was easy to use. It let me take off my hat. I could go in public and have my picture taken and feel normal again.
OsleyMD.com.
At Tusane's, we understand that maintaining a healthy lifestyle can be challenging, especially in today's fast-paced world. That's why our mission is to make fitness accessible to everyone, anywhere. Visit Tusanes.com today and start your journey to better health. That's TOUSAINS.com.
And we're back with Dr. Jeff Bates, who is the founder of Our Hospice House in Temple, and Annie McCall, who is executive director, and my friend Norman Northern, who just brings me all kinds of wonderful stories from Bell County. He's my go-to guy. But you were able to experience what a family experiences at Our House Hospice, end-of-life care for your mom. And Dr. Bates, what are some of the myths and misunderstandings that maybe people fall prey to when it comes to hospice care?
Yeah, I touched on one of them, that it's free. It's mostly free. There are a couple of holes in the system. The average hospice patient, people talk about hospice being a 6-month benefit, and that's what the outline is, to try to keep you out of the hospital, keep you from getting CAT scans and MRIs and surgeries. Hospice is going to cover your length of stay for 6 months. But it's not a guarantee that you get 6 months. You may only have a few days to live. Yeah. And then at the end of the 6 months, I have to see the patient and say, well, I thought they would die in 6 months, but I think they are going to last a little longer. And so at that point, they get us 60 days. And so we keep doing 60 days, 60 days, 60 days. And so I had a hospice patient on service for 6 years one time.
I wondered what you'd seen.
So she only weighed 56 pounds. I couldn't imagine how anybody could stay alive for 6 years that happens. But the reality is about a third of hospice patients die in about a week. And nobody wants to talk about that. When you first introduce the subject of hospice to a family member, they say, oh, this is a 6-month kind of thing. Everybody's talking about 6 months. Well, it depends on the disease process. Ultimately, the Lord decides. I don't get to decide. And then, so a third of the patients die in a week, and about half of them die in 17 days. And so that was our goal originally, was to try to cover that last week of life, the last couple weeks of life. Our guidelines basically for our house are 30 days. We think that you're in the last 30 days of your life. But again, it's the best guess from my standpoint. And so that's one of the challenges, is trying to figure out how much longer do you have to live.
Mm-hmm. Well, you explained that you felt like the Lord was really directing you to do this. And so, Annie, I want to talk about the emotional and spiritual support that's provided for the families there, and what you've seen in how different ones, depending on their spiritual walk, deal with the death process.
Well, one thing that we have really discovered through the amount of house guests that we've had is that the chaplain and the social worker that are a part of the hospice team are very important at the hospice house. So our partnership with that hospice team that's coming in and provide the service is very important to us, because as caregivers, us being at the house and seeing someone is really struggling, even though they may be strong Christians, they're really struggling with the loss of about to happen. Then we're able to call the hospice team and say, hey, can you send out your chaplain? Can you send out your social worker? If they're not able to really do that timely, then we're really blessed to have some wonderful volunteers that are retired social workers, retired chaplains, retired pastors, that I can pick up the phone call and say, hey, I really could use you. Can you come over? And that has really made an impact on not only the families, but also our caregivers when they see that someone is really struggling. How can we help them? What can we do to help her?
Well, yeah, it is a special kind of compassion. I think we talked about earlier that, it really is hospice care has got to be a calling. It's not everybody's thing in the medical world. So when did you know, Dr. Bates, that this was kind of the area? What was your training?
Yeah, so I grew up. My mother was an only child and my father was an only child. So all the extended family I had was, my grandmother had 5 sisters. And so as a teenager, I was always going to the nursing home to visit my grandmother's sisters. And so the elderly population was very important to me early on, even before I went to medical school. And I actually got a master's degree in aging and adult studies before this ever got to me. And then I trained at Scott and White Hospital. I did 2 residencies, internal medicine and pediatrics. And again, the elderly was very important to me. And so I started volunteering with hospice. And I think the Lord had a plan all along. His plans are always better than mine.
Yeah, no question. You do have volunteers, though. You mentioned, you have kind of a list of folks, but
Yes.
if somebody wanted to become a volunteer, could they do that?
Yes, ma'am. Excellent. They can go on our website and they'll have information for volunteer opportunities. Also, I encourage them really to come to the house to visit with me because I want to be sure they understand what our mission is, but also understand what part they're going to play as a volunteer in the hospice house. From just sitting with a house guest and their family, reading the Bible, writing a letter for them, baking cookies.
Yeah, you might be the one who puts that hot beans on.
That's right. Exactly. Helping with laundry, just helping out at the house and being part of our family there. And the volunteer base that we have, all different age groups, all different interests. And that's what we need to be able to, on a Saturday or Sunday when there's a lot of guests coming in, because often people are off on the weekends and they can come and see there's one to visit. And so it's really nice to be able to kind of plan that schedule, some of the volunteers to come in and help with welcoming individuals and making sure that fresh cookies are baked and the house smells good and inviting. And again, just being there and helping any way that they can. We have, again, volunteers that are retired, some that are still actively working, that come to us from all different walks of life. And I think that's really a great opportunity for them to share about the hospice house as well. If they're there, they see what's happening. They see the difference that we're making. And they're able to go out and share that with others in the community.
Is there an application process? How does one, because your space is somewhat limited.
One thing that's interesting is people think, oh, maybe I'm not a hospice volunteer. I'm not sure if I could sit with someone while they're dying. But we have a whole house on 3 acres. And so one of my friends did the gravel road for us. Good. And so sometimes the cabinet door is falling off. So frequently we need that kind of volunteer, not just someone to sit and hold their hand, pray with the patient. But there's lots of little things around the house. There's lots of ways for people to give back. So, yeah, you always go on the website and contact us. We would put you, find a place.
And that's if you think you might be needing to apply as a service, needing the service. Norman, how did you hear about Our Hospice House?
Our hospice provider that we had at the assisted living was the one that recommended that mother should go there. And, okay. We had lots we could draw from, but mother said, I only want one. I don't care what hospice, but this is who I want. And it was the youth director that is a hospice chaplain now, growing up, and that's who she wanted to get him to be her chaplain with hospice. So just that ball started rolling, and we got him there, and he was retiring December 31st. And she passed away the first week in December, so she got who she wanted before.
Well, there's a lot to be said for the patient being able to make decisions too. Sometimes they can't, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's the whole kind of philosophy of hospice is we're no longer trying to fix you. Try going back to the hospital to Wrexham. We're just trying to patch you and improve your quality of life. There was actually a paper done in the New England Journal in about the year 2000 that said patients that you put on hospice actually live longer because you're not going back and forth and having a surgery and having a complication, but your goals are different. And so mostly hospice is about what are your goals? What is it that you want? Do you want to just be left alone? Do you want to be comfortable? My dad said to me, we were fixing to spend 100 days in the nursing home, antibiotics, lots of surgeries. And he turned to me and he said, you don't understand. I'm going to work on Monday, or I'm going to heaven on Monday. And so that was his choice, and that should be the patient's choice. Or frequently in my world, I'm usually talking to a hospice nurse and I say, what does the daughter want? Yeah, what does the daughter want? Because usually they're the healthcare decision makers, and they can help guide us. But it's about, control. Most people, when you're in the hospital, you have no control. You're waiting for someone to come tell you about some test that you don't understand. But now when you're on hospice, you get to pick and choose. My goals are I don't want to be sick. I don't want to feel bad. I don't want to be in pain. I'd like to sit here in some comfortable sheets and be with my family in a peaceful environment. And that is not really the goal of the hospital.
Yeah, but that is the goal of our hospice house in Temple. I'm sure you got some stories that come to mind. You want to share?
So a lot of people think hospice means old people. And I still haven't figured out what an old person is. When I'm in a big group.
That's somebody 10 years older than you are.
Is that it? Yeah, I think that's what it is. I started asking, okay, who wants to go to a nursing home? So if you're out in the community and you're talking to someone who's 90, they clearly don't want to go to a nursing home because they're still at home. And so anybody that's out in the community still trying to go somewhere on hospice, the nursing home is really not their first goal. The trick is even young people die early. If you're a 20-year-old college student and you come down with cancer or lymphoma, you may not really be excited about moving back to the parents' house that you left a few years ago. You might have some crazy dynamic. I took care of a guy who was 26 years old, and he had 2 little boys, and we had brought the hospital bed into his living room. And he turned to me one day and said, where am I supposed to die? And I said, well, I think this looks pretty good. You're in your house, in your living room. And he said, no. My little boys are going to remember for the rest of their lives that Dad died in the living room. There must be some place I can go. And so I said, well, you could go to a nursing home. He said, I'm 26 years old. I can't go to a nursing home. I said, well, there's not anything unless you go back to the hospital. There's no place to go. And so that has been what's on my heart is what if you're 40 and you have a 12-year-old son at home and your wife is trying to care for you and take him to his softball practice, baseball practice, and, that's a lot to handle.
Man, maybe keep her own job. It's everything.
So half of hospice patients' caregivers have to go to work. They have to go to work to continue to pay the bills, get the insurance that's covering the hospice. And so who takes care of them when they go to work? I took care of a lady, and her sons had an auto shop. And so they would load her up in the car every day in the truck, take her to the shop, and put her in the back in a folding chair watching Gilligan's Island on a black and white TV because there was nowhere for her to go. And so she'd sit there and watch TV all day, and at 5 o'clock, they'd say, okay, we're closed. Go on, Mom, get back in the truck. And so I don't think that that's the best environment for a hospice patient. Perhaps a beautiful house on 3 acres where someone's there that could come check on you constantly, bake cookies. Maybe that's a better way to go.
Yeah, and a beautiful place where a family member can walk outside, breathe the fresh air, take a stroll, and kind of recharge too. I know you're concerned as much about the family members as your patient.
Right. Frequently, a patient feels very comfortable with their home. They're very happy with that decisions they've made. You got the brother-in-law that comes in from out of town.
Yeah.
He says, what are we doing? How come we're not at the hospital? He's frustrated, and so he's the one that needs to go take a walk around out, try to figure things out.
No, I'm sure you've seen it all. What about you, Annie, though? Was there like a particular case for a family without using any names that just kind of rises to mind?
Oh, yes, there is. The first house guest that we had come in was at a younger gentleman. His 90-year-old mother was trying to provide care for him in their home. He was in his home, and she was going over every day, and then that got to be too much, so they moved him to her home. And that was about a couple of months. At that he was in her home, she was still providing care. His siblings were kind of spread out all over the area, and so they were not able to do day-to-day care and help her very much. But he was our very first house guest, and when he came in, he looked up and he looked around and he said, "Is all of this for me?" And we said, "Yes, it is." And of course, his mother was very emotional. And so we told her, "Now you get the opportunity to be the mother again, and we're going to be the caregiver so that you can enjoy your time with NCH." And so that was a true blessing to have that opportunity to love on her, to give her attention as well. As you can imagine, 90 years old, trying to take care of a 60-plus-year-old son and do all of care for him. He did have, of course, hospice coming in, but as Dr. Bates mentioned, they're not there 24/7. They were just in and out. And so we were very thankful to have the opportunity to serve meals and very honored to go with him down the last few weeks of lecture.
It just makes me want to cry. Just telling me about that. What a blessing it is for folks. And so again, how can folks learn more information about Our Hospice House?
You can go to our website. It's a clever name. I was trying to come up with the name, but I wanted people to understand that this is not my project. This is not Annie's project. This is ours.
This is our hospice house for the whole community. So ourhospicehouse.org gets to our website.
And really, you should come out and visit, because I don't think you can really appreciate what we're doing there until you had seen it.
There is a sense of peace, calm when you walk in. It's a house. It's not a facility.
There's nothing about this that makes you think, oh, you're going to some kind of facility here.
Sterile type institutional place.
So it's a beautiful house. A lot of people who come there say, I never thought I'd live in a house like this. This is so beautiful. This is nicer than my house.
Yeah. Well, and if the Lord tarries, that comes to all of us. Nobody's getting out of this world alive, as they say. So, yeah, it's just a tremendous work you're doing. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. Like you, Dr. Bates, Annie, lovely to get to know you all. My good friend Norm, when are you coming back? Talk about something else?
Probably after Christmas.
Okay, all right. Okay. Well, I'll hold you to that. Oh, thank you all so much. Stay with us. There is more of the show ahead.
Launched in 2023, ushers in a new era of sapphire ice cooling technology, offering nearly painless hair reduction in just 3 weeks. That's ulike.com. You like.
Through November 23rd, Waco Civic Theater is inviting you to step into Arendelle with a full Broadway production of Disney's Frozen. This spectacular stage adaptation of the beloved film combines breathtaking visuals, soaring melodies, and unforgettable theater magic. Join Elsa and Anna on their epic journey, featuring dazzling new songs along the classics like Do You Want to Build a Snowman and Let It Go. With stunning effects, gorgeous costumes, and a heartwarming story, this is Frozen as you've never seen it before. Get tickets with the Waco Civic Theater online today. Waco Civic Theater is presenting Christmas in the Land of Oz from December 19th through the 20th. The Wicked Witch of the West becomes the Grinch in this delightful holiday play when she steals Christmas from Munchkinland. It takes all of your Oz favorites, Dorothy and Toto, the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, the Lion, and the Munchkins, to bring the Yuletide holiday back together. In the process, the Tin Man recovers his sense of humor, the Lonely Lion finds a lady companion, and Dorothy finds the spirit of Christmas to take back to Kansas for Auntie Em and Uncle Henry. I'm Elizabeth Riley with Act Locally Waco, and I will see you next time.
A lifetime of lessons, the ones we can't forget. They never come easy unless it's for regret. Time is a teacher, her lessons hold true. Kindle the fires that are burning inside of you. These are the lessons that we learn. These are the bridges that we burn. These are your pages, they still turn. As long as we live, we'll learn. Leaving alive the one that we once knew. Now we escape to what we know is true. Striking a match, the one with shaking hands. Burn all your bridges, baby, make your stand. These are the lessons that we learn. These are your bridges, they will burn. These are your pages, they still turn. As long as we live, we'll learn. This is the truth your heart reveals. Trembling hands can burn a bridge of steel. This is the truth your heart reveals. Trembling hands can burn a bridge of steel. These are the lessons that you learn. Whoa, whoa. These are your bridges, they will burn. Whoa, whoa. These are your pages, they still turn. Whoa, whoa. As long as we live, we'll learn. These are my lessons that I learned. Oh, these are my pages that I'll turn. Whoa, whoa. These are the bridges that I burn. Oh, as long as I live, I'll learn.
And Pace.
Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internix. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. That's internxt.com today. Unlock a world of convenience with Mullybox, your one-stop solution for personalized subscription boxes delivered right to your door. Each box is tailored to your taste. Mullybox.com. That's MULLYBOX.com.
So all you have to do is tap your Popple to the back of someone's phone, like that, and they instantly get your social media and contact info right on their screen. They don't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. So get your Popple today and start impressing everyone you meet. Make it pop.
Looking for tickets to the hottest shows, games, and events? Ticket Liquidator is your one-stop shop for great prices, no hassles, and guaranteed tickets. Whether it's sports, theater, or concert, for the best seats at the biggest events, start with Ticket Liquidator today at ticketliquidator.com. Ticket Liquidator. Welcome to Kitbag, the ultimate destination for football fans. Whether you're cheering for Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, or any other top club, for true football passion, think Kitbag. Visit kitbag.com today. That's kitbag.com. Kitbag. Since 2014, we've been creating vegan, clean, and affordable skincare with proven actives and potent botanicals designed to treat your ever-changing skin. Celebrate our first decade of transformation today at facetheory.com/US-EN. Face Theory.
Tasmanian spring water range from Sand and Sky. This range is really good for dry and dehydrated skin like myself, packed with 2 types of hyaluronic acid, fermented sea kelp to reduce redness, and my skin feels so dewy and so hydrated.
Finding a sleep sack that my baby likes has been a struggle.
The sleep sack from Joy is a major upgrade.
It is all natural eucalyptus, which is breathable and hypoallergenic.
Less that you feel, you're sleeping while driving behind the wheel. You say that you're leaving, walk across my floor. I got no one to hurt me no more. Heartache blue. Expect me to be here. We'll find you a new world. But unlock these chains, the ones that I could unfurl. Heartache blue. Heartache blue. I'll still run to you. Expect me to be You say that you're leaving. We've been here before. Better believe when I tell you I fall. Heartache blue. Oh, I still run to you. Heartache blue. Heartache blue.
VivoSun's mission is to empower growers with stylish and effective products, making indoor growing accessible and enjoyable for everyone. Visit vivosun.com today and get started making growing plants and vegetables easy and automatic.
With Ease US, make studio quality voiceovers for your videos online in over 149 languages and dialects. Never been easier to create professional grade videos and voiceovers. Try it today at easeus.com. That's EASEUS.com. Ease US. Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com.
At Covers & All, we've revolutionized protective solutions with cutting-edge, customizable covers, tarps, and curtains. We deliver premier protection at affordable prices and express shipping. Visit coversandall.com today for the perfect fit, guaranteed to last.
Dive into adventure with scuba.com, your ultimate destination for top-tier scuba and snorkeling gear. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, trust scuba.com for the best in diving equipment and expert guidance. Explore now at scuba.com. That's SCUBA.com, scuba.com. At Mitzi, we believe the right light can transform any space. Mitzi has the perfect design for you. Beautiful, well-made lighting without the high price tag. Discover your perfect light at Mitzi.com. That's MITZI.com. Mitzi.
Send money abroad in just a few steps with Remitly. Sign up with your email, enter an amount, choose how your loved ones receive the money, enter your recipient's information, select a payment method, hit send, and relax. Download the Remitly app today.
The top 5 reasons for moving to Waco, Texas. My wife and I actually decided to pick up everything our entire life and move to Waco, Texas, of all places, just 3 months ago. Let's dive into reason number 5 that people are moving to Waco, Texas, which is the Magnolia effect. So, the city has experienced a cultural revival, largely due to the fact that Chip and Joanna Gaines' Magnolia brand has taken up so much traction and drawn so much attention to the local area here. It draws in countless visitors per year, especially to the Magnolia Market at the silos, as well as the shops, eateries. They have a bakery, a coffee shop. They even have a restaurant called the Magnolia Table, and I'm not gonna lie, it is top notch. I love it. As far as a brunch and breakfast place, it's up there, and it's definitely worth visiting. However, if you go during peak hours, you're going to be waiting quite a while to get a seat. So that being said, you definitely want to plan. And I'll tell you this, as big as all the hype is, it's a cool place to visit. If you ever want to visit the area, I would recommend visiting the silos. It does draw a lot of tourists, but it's a great place. Cool to go and hang out. There's a real big sense of creativity and community that the Gaines have really drawn in. And I think it's done a lot to transform the area and make it a spot where more people want to come and hang out. And it's a cool place to come and hang out. So shout out to the Gaines, whether you're a fan or not. I think it's undeniable what they've done for the area here. And that brings us to the 4th reason why people are drawn to Waco, which is the central location and affordability. So Waco is situated in central Texas, and in fact, it's almost at the center of what some refer to as the Texaplex, which consists, it's basically if you drew a triangle between San Antonio, Dallas, and Houston, that's going to encompass all the major cities in Texas. And along with that, a population surpassing 20 million people. And if you look at kind of everything as far as the companies, resources, even hospitals and medical facilities, within that, it's the densest area that you're going to find almost anywhere in the whole world as far as, especially in the United States. So it's just kind of a unique thing. But point is, Waco is basically in the center of all of it. If you look at exactly where Waco is, it's about halfway between Dallas and Austin, and it's within 3 hours of all the major cities in Texas, even down to San Antonio and Austin. So depending on where you're trying to go, you're either 1.5 to 3 hours away, but that's going to span like almost, a majority of the population in Texas and like one of the largest metro areas anywhere across the whole map. And as far as the cost of living goes, you're looking at about 10% lower than the national average in Waco, with housing costs closer to 20% below the national average. So it's relatively affordable to make your way out here to Waco, depending on where you're coming from. And that leads us to the 3rd reason that people are drawn to Waco, which is the small town charm with the big city amenities. You kind of got the best of both worlds because the central location provides those smaller city benefits while still being well within reach of the larger metro areas. But that being said, you don't necessarily have to go to the larger metro areas to get what you need when you need it. I mean, there's so many medical facilities here in town. There's plenty of activities recreationally, plenty of places to go. I mean, it's a big enough town to where you've got a variety of different restaurant, shopping, and entertainment options. I mean, we even got a Topgolf. There's a big movie theater. There's a main event. There's plenty to do, stuff that you normally would have to have a bigger city for. But at the same time, you can get from one point in town to another in about 15 minutes. And so it's easy to get around. You're not dealing with the kind of traffic you'd have in larger cities and not sacrificing anything as far as access. So it's just really nice. And there's things to do here. I mean, there's cultural attractions, including the Dr. Pepper Museum. That's a really cool spot to go and visit, at least spend an hour into. There's a ton of history there, especially if you like Dr. Pepper. But even if you don't, there's a friendly atmosphere all around, especially if you're not from Texas. The atmosphere might feel a little different here, but yeah, we kind of got that Texan vibe, at least most people do. I mean, there's outdoorsy stuff to do as well. I mean, you got Cameron Park, which offers 400 acres. There's hiking, biking trails, picnic areas. There's even a zoo. And Lake Waco also offers, some trails that are good for venturing around, and you can even get on the water with swimming, boating, fishing. There's some different options as far as what you can do where. All around, there's beautiful nature. There's plenty to do, whether it's outdoors or just neat places you can go and visit and browse. There's plenty of history here. It's a cool place to go and find something to do. Now, the second reason, number two, that people are making their way out here to Waco, Texas, are the educational opportunities and the growth that really follows that. Waco, as you probably already know, is home to Baylor University and the Baylor Bears, and McLennan Community College is another school, as well as the Texas State Technical College. And so you've got a really strong hub of education here locally. It contributes to the local atmosphere and vibe. Obviously, the educational and cultural events that kind of happen around that. I mean, sports is obviously a very big deal here. You've got the NCAA D1 athletics that draws a lot of fans from all across the world, as well as those who are pursuing those athletic opportunities. Baylor's enrollment is just over 20,000 as of this past fall, with 5,700 graduate and professional students that number includes. And obviously there's a lot happening in the community to support that base around the university. That leads us to the number one reason that people are moving to Waco, Texas, as far as I can see it, which is the growing job market. Waco's economy is expanding, and you've got a diverse job market that includes a variety of different industries, including advanced manufacturing, aerospace, defense, supply chain management, healthcare, and professional and financial services. And to give you a clearer picture, major employers here in the area include Baylor University, Ascension Providence Medical, Waco ISD, Baylor Scott and White, HEB, Sanderson Farm, SpaceX, Amazon, Mars Wrigley, L3 Harris, Avivai, Coca-Cola, and plenty of others that I could name.
What if you could clean clean? With bio-based formulas and deep cleaning enzymes. No dyes, phthalates, or mystery ingredients. Just powerful pods for your dishes and laundry. Now you can, with drops. Made clean, made to clean.
It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro.
If your home's feeling a bit dated or you're dreaming of that beautiful outdoor oasis, I have got the team for you. Gather & Co., the family-owned remodeling pros right here in Greater Waco since 1998. Led by the Falconberry family, they specialize in stunning kitchen and bathroom makeovers. Think custom walk-in showers, sleek cabinetry, and aging-in-place upgrades for easy living. They also nail outdoor spaces with pergolas, patio covers, sunrooms, and screen rooms that turn your backyard into a year-round retreat. What sets them apart? Personalized designs, top-notch craftsmanship, and a hassle-free process for free in-home consultations to spot-on completion, plus financing options to make it simple. Customers love them, raving about the friendly crew and attention to every detail. Ready to gather in your dream home? Call Gather & Co. today, 254-759-1147 for a no-obligation quote. Visit GatherCoRemodeling.com. Your remodel starts here.
Natural Cycles identifies your fertile window by analyzing changes in your temperature. Just measure in the morning, add your temperature into the app, then learn which days you can and cannot get pregnant. It's that easy. Learn more at naturalcycles.com.
It's the Restore Clarity Focus Patch, my little secret weapon for staying sharp, focused, and on task. Each box comes with simple instructions inside, so you always know exactly how to apply it. Each patch lasts for 3 days. I love that I can wear it all day.
BadCreditLoans.com is a pioneering service provider that has carved a reputation in the financial industry. Simple, fast, and reliable loan application process. And its commitment to responsible borrowing makes it a trusted partner in the journey towards financial stability.
Experience the perfect blend of exquisite craftsmanship and life-changing technology with Gevi. Every product is built with precision, featuring specialized parts that ensure durability, efficiency, and safety. Upgrade your everyday with Gevi. Visit us at gevi.com to discover more.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farm, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Get paid faster with Bill, the easiest way to send, receive, and manage your payments. No more delays, no more hassle. Whether you're a freelancer or a business, Bill makes payments seamless and secure, simple, fast, and reliable. Sign up today at Bill.com. With a focus on performance, design, and customer service, we're here to help you work smarter, not harder. Join us on our journey to simplify your world. Visit acasis.com today. That's ACASIS.com today.
VivoSun's mission is to empower growers with stylish and effective products, making indoor growing accessible and enjoyable for everyone. Visit vivosun.com today and get started making growing plants and vegetables easy and automatic.